quiera, lo que necesite, pero por favor, Wall. Eso es. Buscá, Iváncito. Tac, tac. Tranquilo. Eso, Martincito. Dale mucha velocidad. Neurociático, Catherine, Kip, Roy. Well, finish. Finish.
Buena. Esa. Gonza. Hasta la línea. Pasando ya.
Wilder.
Ay, Rafa, dale. Ese duelo, mejóralo.
Mauricio, coming off a very tough game this past weekend. You're heading right into another one now. Just kind of looking back at this last week, do you feel that kind of was the team Orlando City wants to be for the majority of the game? To kind of control possession, felt like the protagonist, as Oscar likes to say.
Yeah, I think not just during the last game. I mean, when we play against Miami, also we had the control in the first half. In the first 35 minutes, I think we create a lot of chances, and with Atlanta the same. We play in their half the most of the game. It's the kind of team that we know that we are. Probably before the results were not helping us, because with Montreal we play a fantastic first half, and then in the second half we concede 2 goals and we lose, and with Columbus we play a terrible first half, and in the second one we scored twice. So that's why the consistency that we need during the tournament. We could see more time during the game against Atlanta, but we had to do it the 90 minutes if we want to get results.
What's the key to doing that in the full 90 minutes? What do you feel the team needs to improve on?
Sometimes it's something that probably you hear and we repeat, and it's the work, and it's the belief in the work that we are doing, because nothing is changed in this last game or in Miami if we compare with the other games. I mean, it's the same team with the same players and the same quality. The only thing that changed, I think, is the mentally and the mind that we had, that we believe that the work that we are doing is the correct.
How did it feel to be back starting for the team after a couple months away, and kind of back in that role that you felt the most comfortable as the number 10, the playmaker, the guy in the middle of the park?
Yeah, it feels great for me. Probably I'm not in my best shape yet. I'm keep working, and after the injury I'm not maybe in the 100% like before the injury, but I keep working, and I feel good to be back in the field.
Oscar said that the plan was for you to play about 60 minutes or so last Saturday. I mean, going into Red Bulls now on Saturday, where do you see yourself in terms of fitness level? Similar minutes as last week, or do you feel like you can kind of add more minutes to the next team?
I don't know yet, but probably I will be ready for 90 minutes. When we play in New York City, I wasn't ready because I trained just 2 days with the group, and I played like 30 minutes. Then with Miami the same. It was 4 weeks after the injury, and it was a good time to start to play. Now with Atlanta I had a long week to prepare, and that's why I play in the beginning, and I feel good. The 60 minutes I feel good, then I start to be a little bit tired, but now I have a long week again to prepare for Red Bull and to be ready for the most time possible.
Mauricio, te quería preguntar, últimamente bueno, empezaron el torneo un poco lentos, pero ya últimamente, en los últimos 3 partidos, el equipo ya está enseñando un poco de cambio en la parte ofensiva. Bueno, desde tu punto de vista, ¿qué ha cambiado entre el grupo? ¿Ves que hay un poco más coraje, actitud en conseguir el resultado que no se miraba temprano en el torneo?
A ver, siempre que empieza un torneo uno todo lo que juega lo juega para ganar y todos los partidos a los que entra para ganar, no es nada nuevo, ¿no? Lo que sí creo que tal vez la mentalidad de la ambición y el hambre de ganar por la necesidad también, porque sabemos que ya estamos casi en mitad de campeonato y bueno, lo bueno es que nos agarren en un buen estado físico, en un buen estado futbolístico al final cuando se acercan los playoffs. Creo que eso es lo principal y es el objetivo principal. De nada sirve arrancar primeros y ganando todos los partidos y luego te vas cayendo. Entonces somos conscientes de eso, pero nada ha cambiado, son los mismos jugadores, es el mismo esquema, simplemente se dan las cosas y obviamente en jugadores como, no sé, como Martín, como Arjan, que se les abra el arco y que tenga la posibilidad de anotar, les da más confianza y le da confianza también al equipo eso.
Well, looking ahead at this Red Bulls team, you faced them very early in the season. Now you a couple months in, going to their place. What are you kind of expecting from them?
Yeah, we faced them during the last year too, and we know how they play. They know how we play too, so we'll be like different models and a battle in the middle. I think they have a lot of quality and good players who can make the difference. Probably they are not in the best moment now, and we need to take advantage of that.
Iván, tough result this past weekend. How's the team mood been kind of having a couple days to think about what happened this past weekend against Atlanta and now heading into another week?
Un empate difícil en el fin de semana, pero ¿cómo siente el equipo después de unos días y mirando a este fin de semana?
Bueno, sí, la verdad, un poco salimos después del partido el fin de semana un poco frustrados porque teníamos ya la victoria en nuestras manos y se nos escapó al final. Pero bueno, creo que el equipo ya pasó la página, creo que esto es así, que pasar la página muy rápido, ya está enfocado en lo que va a ser este próximo partido contra Red Bull y la verdad que muy bien, recuperando, esperemos hoy empezar a hacer los trabajos ya con el profe, a ver lo que el profe quiere para este partido, pero creo que el equipo está ya muy bien, ya metido en lo que va a ser este próximo juego.
Yeah, it was, like you said, it was a difficult result. We feel definitely frustrated because we had the victory in our hands, and by the final whistle, it had escaped us. But it is what it is. I think the team has already turned the page. We've had to turn it pretty quickly, and then we've already done our recovery, and now today we begin our work to prepare for a game against Red Bull this weekend. I think the team's feeling good. We'll focus up on this weekend and hopefully have a strong performance.
As you look at the Red Bulls, you got to play them early in the season. Now it's a couple months later. Both teams are kind of in a different mode right now. What are you kind of expecting from them?
Ya jugaste frente a Red Bulls hace unos meses. ¿Qué expectas de ellos en este partido?
Bueno, son un equipo muy bueno, un equipo que sale a presionar. Un equipo, creo que los equipos que mejores presionan en la liga. Por ahí siempre los partidos con ellos son un poco complicados, son duros, son de ida y vuelta. Pero bueno, los últimos partidos que nos hemos enfrentado contra ellos hemos hecho las cosas muy bien, hemos sabido contrarrestar la estrategia de ellos y hemos conseguido la victoria. Esperemos que en este fin de semana sea igual.
Yeah, I think they're a very good team. They're a team that likes to come out and press, and they have one of the best presses in the entire league. I think the last few games that we've played them, we've done really well. Facing the complications and the difficulties that they've presented. So I think we're going to stick to the strategy that we know how to play against them best and just try and take all 3 points and have a great game.
Hablando de eso, que el equipo está muy conocido de presionar muy alto, la importancia de anotar temprano para evitar buscando el partido, cuando pueden controlar el partido temprano, sí, obviamente el equipo anota primero. ¿Ustedes?
Sí, claro, sabemos lo que son ellos, sabemos que son un equipo que te va a presionar arriba desde el primer minuto de juego, que te quiere sofocar, meter al juego de ellos. Creo que por ahí nosotros saltando un poco las líneas rápido y como bien dices, anotando tempranamente podemos controlar mejor el partido, porque ellos obviamente se van a desesperar porque ellos quieren robarnos la pelota y hacer el juego de ellos. Entonces creo que va a ser muy importante si podamos anotar temprano.
Yeah, it's of course, you know, they're a team that is going to press from the very first kick of the game. That's a focus for them. They're going to press high, so we know that it's important when we're building out to be able to break those lines quickly and then as well score a goal quickly, because if we're able to do that, we'll be able to control the game a bit more and really have more control of the ball and be a little bit calmer on it. So I think, like you said, it's the thing that we need to focus on, getting a goal early and setting ourselves up for the best position possible moving into the rest of the game.
Iván, te quería preguntar, ya se está acercando el año que llegaste aquí a Orlando, tan rápido que pasó el año, pero ¿cómo te has visto adaptar al equipo? Incluso estás jugando muchos partidos este año también, pero ¿cómo has visto la adaptación no solamente a este club, pero a la ciudad también?
Bueno, muy bien, la verdad, creo que la adaptación fue rápida, por ahí no me costó mucho. Si bien los muchachos, los compañeros, el cuerpo técnico me ayudó bastante en esa adaptación. Creo que desde el primer momento en que llegué me sentí muy bien recibido, entonces creo que la verdad muy feliz por eso, estoy muy contento acá, tanto aquí en el club como en la ciudad. Es una ciudad linda para vivir, para disfrutar, para vivir con la familia, entonces la verdad que muy contento y muy feliz de estar aquí.
Yeah, you know, the adaptation was really quick, and it didn't cost me too much time to get adapted here, and thankfully that was in part because of the staff. My teammates and the coaching staff really helped me adjust to being here, and really happy with that, and really happy with being here in general. The city is a beautiful place to live and to play here, and I'm really happy with how things have gone so far.
How much of a difference maker is Mauricio playing as the number 10? You got him back starting now in the last game against Atlanta, kind of pulling the strings. How much of a difference maker does he make just to the flow of the offense?
¿Cómo es la diferencia con Mauricio jugando en el 10? Que empezó el partido pasado en el número 10 manejando el ataque. ¿Cómo es la diferencia con él en ese rol?
Bueno, creo que si bien obvio tenemos más juego en la mitad, si bien todos conocemos a Mauricio, sabemos la calidad de jugador que es, entonces creo que por ahí con él podemos tener mucho más la posesión, nos ayuda a tener más la posesión, a manejar mejor el medio campo, a buscar a nosotros los extremos, a buscar esas pelotas al fondo, porque es un gran jugador que te manda un pase, te deja mano a mano con el arquero, entonces creo que es muy importante para nosotros, como todos lo son, pero creo que es muy bueno tenerlo de vuelta.
Yeah, you know, I think it's easy to see, and you all know the great type of player that he is, and having him there I think really allows us to have more control and more possession of the ball in the midfield, and really stretch the lines both wide and moving forward, and with a great player like him in that position, it allows us to have more attacks and more chances and just create more of an opportunity and cause chaos for the opposing goalkeeper. So I think having him there really adds to our attack.
After a couple days removed from the result against Atlanta now, you're already preparing for the Red Bulls. How's the team mood heading into this week?
Good. I thought the boys had a very good game, and they know. I think we're going in a good direction and performing way much better, getting close to what we want to see. We need to complete the games, obviously, and that's the frustration that we carry on not being able to get the 3 points at home in front of fans. But we're fighting, we're working, and the boys are showing a good character. So today the mood was good. Yeah.
At this point of the season, because the team hasn't looked bad at all, and obviously the consistency probably is the big thing right now so far this season. But as a coach, how do you kind of keep making sure that the players are aware that we need to obtain this type of consistency at some point this season?
Right. Yeah. Consistency on the results will come as a product of being consistent of our performing. So now the analysis and the demanding to a group is just be consistent on the performing, and I think we have been consistent in the last few games on playing well. That's going to give us results. And obviously results are the important thing, because results are going to evaluate all what we do, and that's the sport. This is the industry, and professional players, you have to win games. But we're very proud of what they did against Atlanta. I think we dominated the game, and we need just to keep battling against this thing that we can score the way we want it. We're missing that part.
When you look at the Red Bulls, we know that that's a team that really it relies so much on its high press.
Uh-huh.
How is the team planning to approach that, and how important is it going to be to get a goal early on to control the game and not necessarily chase the game?
Right. No, this is that's obviously a purpose that we all have. Every coach and every team has is score first and not needed to chase the games, and we play them already here at home. We know how they are, the characteristics of this group, New York. We will work during the week with our tools, and as you say, it is correct. It will be great if we can not just dominate the game, but we can open it up and then lead the game and just walk out with the points. That's what we want.
You mentioned the fact that you guys played them earlier this season, but that was under a different coach. Does that kind of change anything in terms of the preparation and how much you can take away from the previous game's film?
Right, it changed things. It's obvious that the changing of the managers. There's some sequences that change. There's some attitudes there in terms to whether it's more present, it's less. Sometimes with the personnel in the field. So what we're doing is just analyze what has changed since then, and they played in the middle of the week as well, so we see. But certainly there is changes, yes.
Profe, estamos entrando ya el mes de junio, bueno, ya pronto, el pasado este jueves, viendo que la ventanilla para transferencia va a abrir, no sé, ¿crees que el equipo necesita algunos refuerzos como se hicieron el año pasado, o el equipo está bien como está ahora?
Bueno, mira, estamos bien, sabiendo que nuestra urgencia ahora es encontrarnos a nosotros mismos hoy, ¿no? De que nuestro equipo colectivamente tenga una mejor producción ofensiva, que podamos tener más consistencia en los resultados. Estamos como en esa búsqueda de encontrarnos a nosotros mismos, que nos ha tardado un poco, la verdad. Pero en cuestión de personal, todavía estamos tratando de adaptar a algunos jugadores. También nos ha costado un poco eso. Ahora pensar que hay que traer más nuevos, pues no hemos mirado ahí, la verdad. Creo que tenemos un buen grupo y creo que los dueños y la gente se ha dado cuenta que nos han apoyado este año bien. Tenemos simplemente es que mejorar resultados.
This team has been one of the best teams in MLS this season on the road. What have you kind of seen that has contributed to the good play away from home, especially heading into this weekend in
Right.
Red Bull Arena?
Right, it's true that we have done a good job on our games away. I have not analyzed that. Probably at home, when you have teams sitting in there, and we haven't found a way just to break those things up and then come out with more goals at home, is what has created this disadvantage of not having points here. And away we have more space, and this not we defensively we're good. Offensively we need to get better, and probably that is what it comes to our minds, you know. And when we see along the league what has been the pattern on just being a good solid away game, but not as good at home.
I know you
It's
guys
true.
are concentrating with Red Bulls, but I wanted to get your thoughts on Mikey Holiday and his participation with the under-20 team. Have you guys been able to kind of keep track on him, communicate with him at all? And I mean, the opportunity for him to be in that global stage,
Trying.
to kind of put Orlando as well.
No, no, it's true. It's true. I'm very happy and proud of Mikey representing the national team, and they're doing so good in there. Yeah, wishing them the best against Slovakia, and the game is today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're proud just to put somebody from our academy in the national team representing the country and doing so well. So just wishing them the best. Hopefully they can advance.
How does that kind of? Because obviously you would want him with the team, but he's over there. Is it an interesting challenge that you don't have? Because he's been playing a lot with the team, but you obviously have Kyle Smith and Rafael Santos.
Right.
How does that kind of provide a challenge for you guys to make sure
Right.
those guys are also filling in for while he's out?
Well, I think that just push our adaptation to a different level on just seeing other players in different positions with different roles. So, yeah, no, we're just happy for Michael being in the national team instead just missing them here, which is normal that you miss any player that is not ready or is not available. But we're happy to see him in the World Cup.
Kind of speaking of the youth, I wanted to ask you about Orlando City B. Obviously getting a big win against the Ripples 2 last night. What have you seen from their progression over the course of the season under Martin, and how well that some of the younger players from this team that have been loaned down have been able to do, especially with Shaq scoring last night?
Right now, it's great. It's great to see how the whole club towards the objective, which is being solid and protagonists in the league or in the tournaments that we played. Academy, they're in the playoffs. Not an easy task to do. They win the whole conference in the South. Our U15 and 17 now is they are one of the best teams in the country. The OCB is doing so good in developing these young guys, the guys that we brought from the draft, the guys that we bring in from academy. And Martina's doing an excellent job there. And the first team is battling, but we're good. So Orlando City has a different taste now in the league, for sure.
I know because obviously the team was moved to the Kissimmee back in 2020, but the fact that you're able to have the academy, OCB, and the first team under one roof. I mean, sometimes you see some of the OCB players just walk across and join you guys. How much of that has been really? How much of that has played a part of the success you're seeing in the academy and OCB?
It's much easier for us as the coaches to have the proximity of the programs or to have them around us. You see the academy just staying 15 meters away from us, and then OCB just being 20 meters. It's really helpful to have them all, because I know they all share the experiences, and we can count with these guys training with the first team. The academy players are doing it too. Even the U15, sometimes they come to and do some activity with the first team. So I know in a long way that's very valuable. It's not, sometimes you don't see it immediately, but in a long way that just produces things. We have a good academy, we have a good B team. We're getting there.
I wanted to ask you about Alejandro Granados getting a chance with the Spain U17s and being able to score with them as well. Just seeing him as an academy player playing with the likes of other academy kids from Real Madrid and Barcelona. What does that mean to the footprint of Orlando City now to be able to have a player like that training and playing meaningful games with the Spain's youth team?
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Just seeing Alejandro in the national team in Spain just made us think about that we're not too far from that level, the best in the world, that we have to keep believing on our players, that we have to keep going, and that we're good. That's why we're good. We're good. And Alex is representing us very well there. One of the best midfielders in Spain is not an easy thing to do, and he belongs to Orlando.
Injury updates. Stone still likely to be out for Saturday, and there's an update on him as well. And
Right. I think Gaston is recovering faster than we thought, and his availability, I would hold it in for a couple days more, but he's doing much faster than we all thought, and the doctors are doing a great job on recovering him. Luka should be able already to be up for training, at least in the middle of the week. So we're pretty healthy. We're good.